Hello everybody, my name is NC, and today I'm going to be introducing you guys with my new series, a weekly gaming and esports podcast, which I will bring on guests, mostly friends and other associates of mine, and this week's guest is going to be my friend Austin.
How's it going, everybody?
Hope everybody's doing well. This week's podcast is going to be very Call of Duty related. A lot of things have been happening in the Call of Duty scene, rosters, Seattle's been going on, and we're going to be talking about that. And congrats to Rhyis Nation for being the second team this year to win 2 events. I don't know about you, Austin, but I would have predicted them to be at least in the top 3. Like, I don't think it's a surprise they won at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think before the event started, I think most people that actually know what they're talking about anyway would have predicted them and LG to be in the final. I mean, that was pretty much the safe bet.
Like, they are the top team.
We'll get to that later. That was not the grand finals matchup. That was a matchup and a very good game. But,
very.
Yeah. I mean, Rhyis played very well. They started off really slow.
Slasher looks like he's doing really well with the squad. Not like, doesn't look like there's any problems, any role wise or anything. That's good.
Yeah, no, they looked. I think for me, I'm just gonna go ahead and start. For me, what was most impressive about their win is that this was a team where I felt like they're gonna roll people, but I thought that once things started going bad, they were gonna fall apart because there's so much like personality on that team. You know, Looney, Gunless, Slasher.
They can tilt very easily.
What was it, 1-3 in pools, and just ripped off that losers bracket run to win? I think that proved more to me about them than if they were just go like 4-0 in pools and then just run through the winners bracket.
I think that's one of the deepest losers bracket runs this year, up with FaZe.
I think that's deeper than FaZe.
I think you're right. And LG, if LG went to the grand finals, that would have been the deepest maybe ever.
Yeah, LG, in my opinion, whoever won that LG Rhyis game was going to the grand finals and would have won. I mean, LG, I think, would have done the exact same thing, but that's neither here nor there. We'll talk about that later. That's got to be the deepest run, because they started in losers round 2, didn't they?
Yeah, I believe.
And that's got to be the deepest one that's ever been done.
Probably, and damn, dude, LG could have done the same if they just won that.
Yeah, from losers round 1, if they would have won that game.
Yeah, and an impressive losers bracket, too. Very impressive. 3-0 against GA Orange, which, okay, that's expected, but still a good team. Optic, we'll talk about them in a little bit. And then Splice, and then, obviously, the loss.
And then they 3-0'd someone before they played
E6 then. Yeah. Which, I mean,
if you asked me before the
game,
I probably would have told you. I would have told you they would 3-0 E6, if I'm being honest. But the other 3, I mean, you know, GGAA is probably like
decent top A, top AM team, you know. And then obviously Optic would be a tough game for them, and obviously, I mean, Splice. I think even though Splice really isn't looking good at all recently, I think it got top 20 this event. They're still a tough team to play.
They're still a championship contender. They're just not a favorite.
Definitely, absolutely. I want to talk about Evil Geniuses real quick before we get into some disappointing teams.
This shocked me.
Absolutely. I think that this was one of when Roster Mania was going on, I looked at that roster. I was like, okay, you know, top 16, maybe top 8 placing, and they get second place coming from winners, beating some top teams. I couldn't believe it.
I thought that was going to be a sideways move, to be honest with you. I didn't think they'd get that much better making that move.
Definitely. I mean, they dropped Nameless and Able. And Able has been one of the best, like, flex main ARs in recent years. Granted, it was jetpacks, but still a top player. Nameless is a veteran. Nameless, I can get dropping him for, obviously they picked up Assault before Silly, but, like, having that Silly player over Nameless, I could get. But that roster change, I didn't really think anything of it, like anything big or anything, but they really surprised me, and I gotta give it to fucking Aches and Bevels for being the 2 brains in that team. Bevels being the coach. I mean, they put in some work.
They impressed me, but I will say as a caveat, call that. We did see in the finals that they're
not a
good, but when something goes
championship
wrong,
team.
they're going to tilt.
Yes.
They are going to tilt as soon as something goes wrong.
And
Because that's what happened to them in the finals.
Personally, I say this is a fluke win, or not a fluke win, but like a fluke placing. I don't think they're gonna get second or first again this year.
I think they're the team that benefited the most from the honeymoon period, which is what it's kind of, coined the honeymoon period. Basically, if you guys don't know what that is, it's basically the month after you form a team, like everything's going great, like the morale's high, but as soon as
but then
stuff starts going down,
afterwards, it's gonna I think really champs. It wouldn't be surprising to see them in a top 8 finish.
Yeah, I mean, I think top 8 is probably 7th, 8th is probably where you should expect this team to be placing consistently. I mean, I don't think you should expect much more than that out of them. Who
do you think? If I think this is an obvious answer, but just who do you think would have won MVP if EG won that? I think it's pretty obvious for me. I would definitely go App.
App was very good, I think they all had their moments, but App overall probably. Yeah.
I think App showed 100% that if he can get to the top 4, he is a top sub in the game, and he's always been since even BO1 moving forward, he's always been a top sub. If he can get to the grand final or top 3. He made some insane S&D plays, some insane clutches, and just popping off with 2 pieces every series.
Yeah, I mean,
he's an X Factor team, or an X Factor player.
The rest of them were good, but Apathy was on some Ghost or Black Ops 3 Apathy shit.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then Aches, I saw a little bit of him, some old play style of him, and how he, his gun skill and just how he was playing against top tier pros. So I'm happy that he has gotten a little bit of his what's the word pizzazz and stuff back. I don't know if it's gonna stay. Assault, I'm glad Assault is back on that winning spree. Or not winning spree, but that top area, because I think Assault coming into this game was a top rookie AR or a top young AR coming into it. So I'm glad that he's getting the limelight again. Maybe we'll get top 6 hopefully.
Yeah, I mean I think that I think the CG team just works better for him because on Echo Fox at first he had Gunless, and then he had Aqua, and Gunless is a flex, but his personality I don't think really works well with that type of team. I just think Echo Fox had a lot of internal issues throughout the year, so I think it's good for him to kind of get away from all that and be able to just focus up on, with the team, because he's teamed with Aches.
Which people don't understand. Aches obviously is a jerk and can be an asshole, but he is one of the best players to be around if you can handle him. If you can deal with how he teaches, he is such a knowledgeable player.
I mean,
I can definitely teach
he's not even I feel like he's, I don't know, obviously I've never played Aches, but I feel like he's not even that bad to play with. He just likes to talk trash on Twitter.
Yeah.
I feel like playing with him wouldn't be that terrible. Obviously there's stories of the EG team back in the day having internal issues with Prim and Karma, or not Karma, Aches, but let's be honest, I'm pretty sure Prim isn't exactly fun to team with either. So
definitely not.
Just two leaders on one team that didn't work out. I don't think it was Aches being toxic like some people try to make it seem. I think it's just 2 strong-headed leaders in one team.
Batting heads, yeah. I could definitely see that.
But
oh god.
I don't think Aches is that bad at a teammate, even though he does like to talk trash on Twitter. But
probably not.
I'm all for that.
And then obviously Silly, I like that he played. He had his moments. Definitely not the best event for him. I think out of all of them, he'd be the player to definitely not get that MVP nod. But still had a good event. That the game they had against E United, I really like. Obviously I love seeing players that are dropped from teams beat that team. It's just a good feeling to see.
Let me just throw it out there that I think that roster move was stupid by E United, even though they got third this event.
Yeah, I think that it was just an average. I obviously they got third and everything. I think it was a trade that I think overall it obviously benefited each team, but I think keeping Silly, honestly, I think you could have got the same result at this event. Honestly,
I just think in my personal opinion, that team's issue, like United before they made their roster change, was pacing, because Pristini was way faster than Clay and Arcides. So you're gonna drop your slower player to get Fellow, who plays just as fast, not faster, than Pristini, and throw off your pacing even more. Like, I don't understand the logic of that at all.
I feel like maybe obviously like they did the change before the update, but I feel like now it's a little more justified because the update is gravitated towards more aggressive plays, like with the sub.
Yeah, I mean,
so I guess but they didn't know about the update obviously before the roster change, so you can't really justify it with that. So I mean, I don't know. I get what you're saying and I can agree, but I feel like personally, I feel like Silly could have made the same impact if you just gave him another event.
I'm not even saying like they shouldn't have dropped Silly. Like, yeah, I was on board with that. I thought that was a smart decision.
But maybe pick up a different player.
I was thinking that was like definitely a two change. I was thinking that they would either drop Clay and Silly and pick up two other players, or drop Pristini and Silly and drop up two other players. I don't know.
Yeah, because Arcides...
I just feel like you can't drop Arcides.
No, he's a top 10 player in the game.
You're not going to drop Clay, because Clay is the most popular player on your team.
Yeah.
But as far as I know, and I could be wrong, but it seems like Arcides refuses to play without Pristini, which I think is not a good career decision on his part.
Definitely.
Like, okay, Pristini's good, but like Arcides is on another level of good.
And like, Pristini can have his moments, but it's not consistent enough to make them a championship team. If Kenny was for Pristini, that team would be insane.
Oh, now that's a team I could get on board with.
That's a team that I could see win champs, honestly.
Here's the problem with this team. You have Clay. Clay's not great at this game. To his standard. Clay's your standard.
To his standard, yes. To his standard.
Now, to normal standard, yes, he's still a very good player, obviously. But Silly isn't going to drop like crazy numbers. He's consistent. He's a consistent player. Pristini is your inconsistent player. So what I don't understand about the move is you drop your like consistent sub for an inconsistent sub when you already have an inconsistent sub. So basically, as we saw at Seattle, when those two are playing well, they're very good, but when they both play bad, they're terrible.
Yeah, like they got 3-0'd by honestly, apathy in the sub game destroyed them by himself, honestly.
Yeah, like what are they gonna do? Like what are they gonna do when they face against a team that has two dominant subs?
Yeah. Which Rhyis Nation, the best team in the world, is a great example of that. Looney and TJ, two of the top subs in the world. Even TK.
We're gonna talk about this. We'll talk about this obviously later, but even OG, if like Scump's having a good game, we know Grim is shreds on this game.
Yeah,
so.
and FaZe, two top subs that are pretty consistent.
Yeah. And then it's like their flex players, Arcides. Now Arcides is good with every gun. Like he's fine. But I'm talking about their main, their two main subs. Like I just feel like yes, like I understand why they dropped Silly. I probably would have dropped him too, but I probably would have also dropped Pristini too and gotten two subs.
Yeah. Now obviously, that like you said, Arcides doesn't want a team without Pristini, so probably that definitely played to effect. But I feel like they made this change thinking that it would always work out, like thinking that they would be consistent, like hoping that like they will be this consistent roster for the rest of the year. And obviously top 3, great from any other placing they've gotten this year. But I don't see stage. Okay, in the season, I could see them doing well. I could see them maybe getting second, third in their group, but I don't see them winning the stage 1 championship.
That's where they worry me, though. Like,
you think?
I could see them going off for a weekend. Like everyone has a good weekend, and they just win.
Okay, I could get that.
Like when they have to play every day, 3 days a week, or however often. Yeah, 3 days a week for 4 weeks, like that's when the consistency problems is gonna.
I could understand that. I guess like my thinking is maybe there's less pressure on them. I guess like my thinking is there's less pressure on them because like besides
you got Clay on the team, like I don't really think pressure is gonna affect them.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like they'll. And obviously, I think they'll be fine. Or not fine. I think that I don't know. In my opinion, I feel like the stage it might have a little bit of a problem.
I guess my thing is it was a sideways move. They're not going to be any better than they are.
Okay. Here's what I was trying to get. But I lost my train of thought. Maybe going into the stage, getting that top 3, and knowing that division should be a clear top 4 of Optic, Rhyis, LG, and EU. Maybe
depending on what Optic looks like.
Okay, depending on Optic, which we'll get to. Maybe after that top 3, having that like little bit of like not worry, but like the word like a word of like not necessarily pressure, but that they just got top 3. They're in a pool where it looks like a guaranteed top 4. There's a chance maybe that you could lose if you lose a game to Mind Freak. You know that's gonna hurt you. Like you probably won't beat Rhyis. Like if they lose one game, that is gonna hurt them because the top 4 should be guaranteed. And I think series loss.
I guess what I'm just trying to say is like they're placing 5th, 6th pretty consistently with Silly, and I don't see them placing anything higher than that consistently with Felony. So I just feel like it was a sideways move in that sense. Like their placings, in my opinion, won't get better.
I agree. I agree. So ending
I feel like, and it's a little disheartening to me that Clay doesn't seem to care. Like he doesn't seem to want to team with better. Like he seems to be fine teaming with these guys.
Yeah,
I just don't think they're gonna win.
I feel like he's just staying with it because maybe like I don't feel like
I'm all for loyalty. Don't get me wrong.
But there's a time and a place where loyalty needs to go out the window in pro scene, for sure.
Like at a certain point, you need to win again. I mean, it's almost been 1,000 days since Clay won.
Yeah, that's Clayster. Like one of the best ARs, one of the best players of all time. But
yeah, I mean,
agreed that this roster move I think it didn't benefit them, but it didn't really hurt them. It was just like I think you're getting the same results because of inconsistency between your 2 main subs. So ending on that note, let's go to more teams that disappointed at Seattle. Unless you have like another thing to say about this topic.
You want to talk about Echo Fox for a little bit since they kind of.
Oh yeah, let's talk about some Echo Fox. I think Temp proved that I think he should have left Envy or get dropped or whatever. I think that was a good move. I think that helped both teams obviously. I think Temp proved that he's not a fluke anymore. Like, oh, you know, everybody's talking about when he turns 18, you know, he's gonna be a beast. And in the beginning of World War II, everything, it's like, oh, he's not winning any events. He's not the player everybody thought he was. I think this event he proved that he is still a top player and can go off like he did in AW. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that NB team, like, I said this at the time, so I remember we were talking about it. I just don't get that move. Like, when they first teamed, three of them were, three of the 4 players were like 15. Like, you're going to change in the time between your 15 and 18. Like, you're not going to be the same person. So, yeah, I didn't understand that team change at all. Like, I didn't get that. I didn't think that was smart move on Slash.
Plus, you're dropping JCap going into a Boots game. Like, come on. Like, I know there were a lot of problems, but as players, you should work those out. Like, you need to work. Imagine now, knowing how the players are, that NB roster still in World War II. That'd be insane. Slasher, possibly the best player in the game, top 2 AR for sure. Then JCap, best flex, second best flex. Apathy, put him in a grand final scenario, he's one of the best subs. And then John, one of the most consistent subs in the game. Like, that roster would be insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that was a dumb move for Envy.
As far as Echo goes, I think this team, I hate to say this, I hate talking about stats. Like, I don't think stats should be a relevant factor, but any team with the Cento on it is not going to be a championship winning team. I love him because he's one of the best in-game leaders we have in Call of Duty, But unfortunately, unlike like CS or like other games like that, COD's a game where you can't afford to have one person on the team that can't drop numbers.
Yeah, and especially
like, everyone's got to be able to drop numbers.
For sure. And what's his role? Is it flex or AR?
I don't even know what he does. I don't know.
I think it has to be AR,
I know
right?
Aqua's main AR.
So secondary AR.
I don't know if Temp is the flex or the second sub. I honestly couldn't tell you.
Because
I didn't really get to see them play.
Aqua's definitely
I
a
was
sub,
busy,
right?
so I didn't really get to see.
I watched some of their games. Aqua's their main AR?
As far as I was like.
Oh, Saints. Sorry, I meant to say Saints, not Aqua.
Oh yeah, Saints.
Saints is their main sub. Yeah,
Saints.
I meant to say Saints. Yeah, and then because I know Facento pulls out the AR like a lot, like so I'd imagine
he's probably their flex then. So
yeah,
Temp's probably their second sub.
Yeah, which would make sense. Temp pretty aggressive, pretty confident with his shot, and I think that Facento is the type of player. Again, amazing in-game leader. You know, like. Up there, like Crim 6 levels of IGL, I think that he's the type of player that he can make like X Factor moves, X Factor plays, and those plays that can win you games, but rarely. It's not gonna happen like every series. He's gonna drop his average amount of kills, but he might have that one time where he gets a major 2-piece and like completely wins the game.
My thing is, and ever since that. What was it? TR? Yeah, TR and AW, when he was their main AR, that was when he's at his best, when he's the main AR for a team. But for some reason, he doesn't do it ever. Like, he does it for like a month and then quits. Like, when he's the main AR, he's actually not bad. Like, he's pretty good.
Do you think
for some reason, he never does it.
Do you think it's maybe, like, confidence going through the rest of the year, maybe? Like seeing how good Aqua is, maybe, and then like thinking that he could be a better AR. Like, do you think it's maybe like, oh, I see you're a beast with the AR, you know, you should play main AR first? Do you think it's something like that, or like, because I know what you're saying.
I just think it's like one of those things where it's like, it's kind of like, I don't know. I just think it's like he tries to overcompensate for his teammates and make them comfortable, but in doing that, he screws himself.
Yeah, because if he's a main AR, like. Because maybe Aqua.
I don't think anyone watching this can argue that Facento does not look like a way better player when he's the main AR for his team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I remember in Black Ops 3, he ran main AR for the first couple of events for
Elevate.
What were they back then? Elevate? Were they Elevate back then?
Yeah.
Okay, Elevate. And he was dropping numbers.
Yeah.
And then he switched to the sub role. Like halfway through the game, it was awful.
What was that roster again? Fellow, Naga.
It was their champs team plus Felony, I think. Minus plus Felony.
So then they would have had, Aqua been their main AR for that. Then on that roster, because Naga and Fellow obviously. So maybe you're right about the thing where he wants to compensate since he knows Aqua. Like, it happened in BO3, so like probably something around those lines, like you said. He just wants to make his teammates feel comfortable.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I think they'll be like a top 5, 16. Like, they should make it out of there. They should get into the playoffs this time, in my opinion.
Yeah. I feel like it's gonna be a great series with any team they play against. I think it's gonna be like very close, and maybe they'll
keep it close, but they just, I don't think they have. They're gonna have to have Saints, Temp, and Aqua all go up big time to ever win the tournament.
And then potentially Facento pulls out one of those crazy plays that he does. Potentially.
Facento, if they ever want to win, Facento's gonna have to be like Karma was in Jetpacks for Optic.
Yeah, and just he makes the clutch plays when he needs to. You know, fastballer 1v1, getting clutch uplink throws, all those types of deals. He has to get those types of plays.
And unfortunately, like I love Facento. Like, he's one of my favorite players, but like he's not like Karma in that sense. He doesn't just like Karma seems to clutch almost every time, but like Facento just doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay, and yeah.
So moving on.
Should we talk about LG?
Yeah, let's talk about LG. So terrible pools play. One of the worst from a top team.
Really bad.
It was bad. I think I didn't watch a lot of their pool games. From like the ones I did watch, from what I heard, John was playing very inconsistent from what I heard. in the
Here's
pools.
all you need to know. Here's all you need to know. After pools, Octane's KD was like a 1.3, was 1.31. The rest of them, Cap, Slacked, and John were like a 0.8.
Really?
It was bad.
So you had your main whenever your main sub in this game is going negative, it's not good.
Yeah, it's not good.
And especially
from what I heard,
like John.
Cap, from what I heard, obviously, like I said, I didn't really get to watch. I definitely didn't watch really pools at all because I was busy on Friday and Saturday. But from what I heard, Cap was playing decent, but he had a couple like really bad maps, and then Slacked and John were just kind of getting destroyed.
Yeah, and John, like you don't I guess that's why like LG, like obviously doing obviously they're a top team, but like what John usually never does like terrible. He's always a really consistent sub. So, like obviously that's gonna hurt them because they've never been in a scenario where John is getting absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, John doesn't just get wrecked like that.
No, he wrecks top subs, and it's when he doesn't do that, they get blown out because Slack's a great player and definitely a top 10 sub, but he can't compete with like those top subs that they were facing and like top, slayers like that, quick slayers.
Slack's the player I want on my team for consistent like.
He's like the perfect
25 to 30 in respawn, but he's not the player I want on my team as my star player.
He's the perfect filler. He's the perfect player that if I have a great main AR, a great main sub, and a flex, he's just gonna be that guy. I'm gonna pick him up. He's not gonna be a flex, but he's gonna be that guy. Whichever role we need more like action of, which in this game is more sub play, he's the best guy for it.
I mean, this is the best way I can explain Slacked. You know what you're going to get out of him. You're going to get 30 to 35, or I guess on this game, it'd be probably more like 25 to 30. Yeah. 25 to 30 in respawn, no more, and barely ever less.
100%. And then S&D can pop off.
Yeah, S&D, he's okay at S&D. He's a decent enough S&D.
Yeah, decent enough for when John pulls out the sniper, when JCap has his moments, because I think those, in my opinion, those are probably their best S&D players. Octane
clutch. Octane's they're all pretty good at S&D.
Yeah.
Like, Slack is even Octane's really good at S&D.
Yeah.
Cap, obviously.
And then John, one of the best snipers in the game right now, so that's a pretty dominant setup right there.
They're pretty good at S&D team.
And then
I'm surprised they lost that game by Rhyis, but that was a really good series. Can I just throw that out there? Like,
definitely. And
that was way better than the grand finals.
The grand finals after that SND choke by EG, they weren't winning it. No way.
Well, I told you that in the party. I was like, bro, they're not. I was like, they're about to tilt off the face in this movie.
Yeah. And then what was I gonna say? And speaking of that Rhyis series with LG, I think off topic of LG, but I feel like picking up Slasher shows that their S&D game has improved a lot, especially beating LG and S&D in this game is pretty huge.
That's not easy.
Yeah, no, that's huge. And obviously they picked Slasher up because more dominance, and he's a great S&D player. I think that showed. I think he had the most kills on their team in that, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna call out my boy here. I fanboy hard over JCap.
Yeah.
He shit the bed in that game 5.
Yeah.
He was like 1-8 or some shit.
Yeah, definitely not something you want from a 2-time world champion.
Yeah, no. Obviously, you can't blame a loss on one person, but yeah.
It's definitely part of theirs, yeah.
Yeah, it was not good.
Yeah, and going back to their losers bracket run, or let's start with their losers bracket run. Like we said before we started doing the podcast, this would have been, or I think maybe during the podcast, if LG did this run, that would have been from losers round 1 to the grand final of a tournament. If they beat Rhyis, that would have been insane, and most likely would have won. I think they would have destroyed LG just like Rhyis did.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, for sure.
Whoever won that series was winning the tournament. Like, no doubt.
So, props to them to making it that far. Let's go over who they 3 out again. GGA Orange,
GGA Orange,
makes sense.
Optic, and E6.
Yeah, so two of those were like, okay, that makes sense. E6, GGA Orange, I expect that. But then Optic and Splice, Optic didn't have the best tournament, obviously, which we'll get into, but still, like, that's still 4 players that you can't take lightly, and you don't expect a 3-0. And same with Splice, even though they're less consistent.
Especially in the fashion they did it.
Yeah.
None of the maps are even close.
And you know, Splice and LG just went to a grand final against each other, Birmingham.
Yeah.
So, you know, like,
that's very close.
Yeah.
Especially,
so, you know, you have two teams that have history together, but also one team that you already know that they can make it close. So seeing them 3-0, both those teams, that was something.
I will say though, now that I think about it, I'm not super surprised that LG shit on Optic, because Optic did beat them 3-2 at Stage 1 playoffs.
True.
So they were out for a little bit of revenge.
Yeah. So what would that put them against 7th, 8th?
I think they finished 7th, 8th. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were 7th, 8th.
So is that their worst placing, or did they get a top 12?
No, they got
12?
7th, 8th. They got 7th, 8th at Dallas too.
Okay, so this is like, but this is as far as they've gone in like the bad placing range. Is 7th, 8th.
If I'm an LG fan though, which, I mean, you know, I'm not worried. Like, I think they'll.
No, I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't think about it. You had a bad pools. You had to make a long run through losers bracket, face some good teams.
You ran into a Rhyis Nation who is going to be good.
Yeah.
But not only are they going to be good long term, they're also in the middle of their honeymoon period right now. So you ran into basically an unstoppable Rhyis, and you're the only team that was even close to beating them.
Oh, for sure. So I think you just gotta maybe focus more on Friday, and focus more on pools and everything, and just make, like, because obviously going through losers, if you're any team, is gonna affect you. It's gonna put a toll on you. It's gonna, you know, wear you out. So you don't want to do that, especially if you're a top team where you know you can win the event. Like, that's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, I would just say if I was them, like, well, not me. I don't know shit.
For those people who. All I'm gonna say about this, for those people who think LG needs to change, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Like, you just need to chill.
You are literally clueless if you honestly think they need to change. This is literally the only change that would help that team. It's like minus Slack plus Slack, or minus Slack plus Slack didn't make sense, sorry. Minus Slack plus Kenny, or like minus JCap plus Gunless. Like, those are literally the only changes.
Yeah, which
that can
won't
happen.
happen.
Make that team better. That's not going to happen. Even then, I would never trade Gunless for JCap, because JCap has way more intangibles that Gunless does not
he's
have.
stock over Gunless. Even knowing Gunless is a top player in the game, it's like JCap's stock as a player. It's insane. Then put him on Rhyis now, like that team would still be top, maybe the top team in the world still. You know, I don't know if that would like change your chances anymore if you switch Gunless or JCap. So like, it won't happen. There's no way. No,
that team's not going to change. The only way that team changes is for like JCap or John or someone from that team. Basically, the only team that team changes, like someone poaches Octane or JCap or John.
Yeah.
Or Slack, I guess, but I don't think anyone would really want Slacked. No offense, Slack. Like I said, I think he's a top 10 sub, but like he's not like a you know, dominant like best sub in the game. But
yeah, he's not gonna be that guy.
No.
Anything else you want to add on the LG situation?
Nah, dude. I think I've said my piece.
Okay, I wanna quickly talk about after this we'll go into the Optic scenario, because that'll take a while. And we're about the halfway mark right now. I want to talk about E6, Lightning Pandas, Ghost, all getting to top 12, and Ghost getting top 6. I think Lightning Pandas getting top 12, that's normal. I think E6 you could judge about it, so probably not much we have to talk about there. But I think Ghost getting top 6. I hope it's not a fluke. I could see it being a fluke, but I just gotta say, you know, shout out to Parasite, because we talked about this yesterday. Parasite is a top player from every game he's been in since BO2, or it's not top player, but like a top player that doesn't get a chance. And obviously, it's because of his problems with, you know, arguing, going on Twitter with rants. So he's not.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna rant like I did last time. I'll shorten it up though.
Okay.
If you are okay, people like us, Brandon, we still play this because obviously we had the intention of trying to go pro one day, but like,
yeah,
we play it because we just have it. We play it on the side for fun. Basically, at the end of the day, is what we're doing.
Yeah,
that is their job. I don't care what the person's like. At work, you're not supposed to like the people you work with. You work with people who are good at what they do. You ask people on professional sports teams how much they like the people they play with. Probably not very much.
If you, especially top sports like football and basketball, I'm sure. Even especially basketball, where team play is so important, and you have the starting five who will always be a brotherhood, or they should be. And if you hate one of them, like tough it out. You know, that's what the coach is going to tell you. Work it out. And I believe you said
yourself and get over it.
And I believe you said yesterday, like that's why you think management should be more prevalent in COD, because the players should not be making these decisions.
The players should have to say, obviously.
Yes.
They shouldn't be the ones making the calls. Like,
not the fight.
If I'm a GM for a top team, like, we're getting Parasite. I don't like Parasite. I don't care. He's going to help us win. He's one of the best ARs in this game.
He really is, and like people don't believe that. Like, okay, obviously, again, he can be toxic, he can be annoying, but you have to get over it. He is a top player. He's always been a top AR. He's proved himself time and time again when he gets chances, but no one wants to give him that chance because everybody hates how he acts.
And unlike a certain other main AR we're going to talk about in about 5 minutes, he can actually use a sub if he needs to.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
he used to do that back in the day. For
like,
those of you who don't know.
Yeah, and let's look at the players. He took the top 6. Lacefield, Pander, GodRx. Nothing against Lacefield, nothing against the duo Pander and GodRx. But like they played great this event. They played great. But if they had mocks, in my opinion, they wouldn't get top 6. Not at all. No. Parasite is a catalyst for any team because of how smart he is and what his stock is for any team. So I think it was a smart move on them for picking him up. I could see them making another Cinderella dark horse run, but definitely not winning an event and probably not going to a grand final. Maybe a top 3 finish and losing to LG or Rhyis, but I don't see them like getting past top 4. I could see them getting top 4 at Anaheim. I could see that.
Yeah, I mean, we just have to see how much Parasite can develop his inexperienced talent, because, like you said, GodRx, Pander, at the end of the day, who the fuck are they? Like, obviously we know who they are, and that's no disrespect to them, but, like, at the pro level, like, who are they? Like, we don't know.
Yeah.
They haven't been there very
They haven't been to a grand final, they haven't got close to a grand final, you know, there's not, like, we know about them. They were top AM players last year, but right now, they're names that we just like really are starting to hear about. People are going to talk about them as like, you know, a great flex player. I think Pander is their flex player and GodRx is their secondary sub. So people are going to be talking about that. But at the end of the day, again, these are players that don't have experience in the top 8 that much, and hopefully Parasite can help them out. And they will listen. They will be willing to listen and willing to let him try and run this team. Because at the end of the day, if Parasite can run a team, that team is gonna go far.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, you just gotta ignore like even in like sports, like even like with coaches, like I guess a better analogy to Parasite would be he's like a sports coach, like because he's like a dick to his players, but like in sports you have to deal with your coach being a dick, like just part of it. So
it's like he's gonna tell you what you did wrong, and like granted, obviously the coach I'm sure Parasite knows what he does wrong, but there's a lot of times where the coach is a lot of times right, and I guarantee in a lot of his arguments where people are like, well, you did this wrong, and Parasite's, what do you mean? Like I guarantee a lot of those arguments he's right most of the times. Like Parasite is such an intelligent player.
I'm sure he's been wrong before.
But I feel like people sometimes overreact, like in past teams, like, oh, you know, you always do this, you know, you always argue, and stuff like that about, like, you know, you doing something. But I feel like, I obviously he's been wrong before, but I feel like a lot of times, like, people just have that stigma and that, like, they think that Parasite is always just doing that to save his own skin, being that selfish person. But I think at the end of the day, he's really not. He's just being that player that I feel like he doesn't mean to. It just comes off that way. That he really wants to do well, and he really wants to do make a team into a championship team, but he feels that he has to be that guy. Like he has to be the leader, and that hurts him. But I get what he's doing or why he does it.
Yeah, I mean he's just like, he's just one of those guys like. He just wants to win at the end of the day, and I respect that.
Yeah. And he will do anything
and
for that.
He'll do whatever he feels the need to do to win. I honestly couldn't tell you the last time he's won a tournament. What, Ghost, probably?
No, it was, was he on the AW? No, he was on the AW. Yeah, that would have been...
He wasn't on FaZe.
I don't think it would have been Ghost. I think it would have...
Champs team.
I think it would have been on BO2, right? I believe.
No. He won with FaZe on Ghost.
Oh, yeah, with Sensor, Karma, right?
Sensor Karma and
Apathy.
Sensor Karma and App.
Yeah.
So that team actually, that guy.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good team.
Yeah.
Anyway, should we talk about Optic now?
Yep. You're gonna be talking about Optic a lot in this. So I'm gonna chip in. I'm gonna chip in here from here, but you got this. You got this.
Okay. Here's my thing on Optic. They're not going to win. I'm just straight up going to tell all of you Green Wall fans out right now, they're not winning a tournament.
Yeah.
They are so gone, like, as far as, like, camaraderie and teamwork go. Like, you can just tell when they're up there, you can just tell they don't want to play. Like, they look miserable, even when they're winning. They do not look like they're having fun.
I will say a chip in real quick. Formal, I feel like, shows this the most. Especially recently.
Oh, yeah, Formal shows it absolutely shows it the most.
100%.
But even, like they like when they lose, they're yelling at each other. Like they're done. They're done.
It's like how they were when they got 7th, 8th in AW and BO3. They just were getting absolutely tilted.
Yeah, they're getting tilted off the face of the planet right now.
Yeah,
and I think that if they didn't choke against FaZe, I don't even want to call it choke, but if they didn't lose to FaZe at Season 1. Then I think they could still be a team, but I don't think they'll be able to recover from that.
Definitely not.
I think the tournament for me that they would have shown it, and I don't think that they would.
In my opinion, that was a nail in the coffin for them losing to FaZe. I think it was like, if they won that, okay, you know what, they staying together. But I think that just shows they got to the grand final finally, and granted, FaZe played out of their mind, but also, in my opinion, I think that just shows Optic ain't a championship team anymore. I think that showed that grand final.
And before you Optic fans in the comments are like, oh, but they didn't practice before this event. That's not a fucking excuse.
Yeah, that's their fault. Practice.
That's their fault.
Yeah.
If anything, I should tell you how much they don't like each other.
Yeah. Seriously, like Scump going to play. Okay. Everybody plays Fortnite, but that just shows if Scump wants to get on a different game, which he's done a lot, I've heard, get on a different game and not scrim with his team, that just shows that he just doesn't want to play with them. He doesn't want to interact. Like, I mean, obviously we don't know this for sure, but like, teaming with people throughout the years and, being around the comp scene, it's something that's happened before where if you don't like playing with someone, you're not gonna play with them.
We've even gotten to that point before when we teamed with each other for like 2 years.
Yeah, definitely.
Like there are times where you don't want to team with someone and you try to avoid them as much as possible. Like, hey, you want to scrim? Nah, man, I got something to do while you're sitting there pairing offline.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, here's my thing, right? Okay, that's my first point. I don't think they like each other anymore. They have no chemistry anymore whatsoever.
Oh,
secondly, their players suck. They're garbage skill-wise. Besides Krim, the rest of them are terrible. Like, okay, don't come at me, Formal fans, because he wasn't the main AR until recently, so that's not his fault. Okay, granted, yes, he's better as a main AR, but if Formal's this all-time great player that you people try to him out to be, then he should be able to kill with a sub and an AR.
Like Krim.
He should. Like Krim, who actually is a world-class, all-time great player.
Yes.
And Formal, now that he's won champs, he probably, I'd say he's probably top 15 now, all-time.
Yeah, I'll give him top 15. Oh, for sure. Up there with
Ogres.
Ogres.
He's done it with like 2 games. Like, okay, I mad respect Formal, don't get me wrong, okay?
Yeah. Definitely not top 10 in COD yet. Not yet. But
okay, you know. I respect Formal. I just hate his fans because they're obnoxious. I think they're worse than Scum fans. Scum fans are pretty bad.
Yeah.
But you know, it's just one of those things where he's looking better at the main AR role. So I think that's looking up, and Krim's actually been god at this game. But
yeah,
Karma and Scump are terrible at this game. Both of them.
Oh, like obviously they're like, I think like Scump like isn't doing terrible. Like, he's not like getting
he's supposed for a star player on a team. He's doing
for being like honestly the best sub of all time. He is. Yes, his standards, he's playing like absolute dog shit. Kenny is running the floor of him anytime they play. So is TJ. So is John. So is any other sub they play against. He's getting run over by them, and that's not Scump.
And then Karma, that man's gotta get figured out. He's way too valuable for this team to do this.
I think he just got. Like we'll get to like what the roster should be if you think it should together soon. But in my opinion, because I probably won't talk during that time, I'll let you go forward. But in my opinion, I think he just needs to try something new. I think he needs to go to a different team.
I think he needs to join a different team. Now, whether he takes Krim with him or not, it's a different thing. We'll talk about that obviously a little bit in a minute. But I don't think it's Karma getting dropped from this team. I think he'll leave the team. Be straight up honest with you. I think he'll leave. Him or Formal, one of them two. I think they're gone. One of the two, for sure.
Yeah.
Because both of them, like, Krem loves winning, but I don't think Krem. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like Karma and Formal are less loyal when it comes to winning. Like, I feel like Krem will try. Like, Krem stayed with EG even as it was like sinking, and they literally weren't even getting out.
Yeah, and they had to pick up Vito.
And as soon as they started playing bad on EG, Karma was out. Like, he was out.
Yeah.
He's like, see ya, I'm out. Obviously, like, he technically got kicked or dropped or however that whole baby situation, but still, like, even then, like, he probably still would have been out. Like, he did not seem upset at all about getting kicked. He's like, literally the next day, he was like, haha, I've joined FaZe now.
Yeah, that's what he wanted. That's what he wanted to do. And real quick, just want to say, we probably have about, like, I say 5 more minutes left, so whatever you have to say, make sure it's not, like, you know, super long.
Yeah.
Just give me a heads up.
So basically, here's what I think. I think that, in my opinion, now I don't know if this can even happen because I don't know what the rules are. Like, I know, like, before Seattle, you had to keep 2 players on a team to keep your league spot. I assume that would be the same now, but I'm not 100% sure. But in my opinion, if they are able to do this, all 4 of them should just go their separate ways. Literally all 4 of them should go to different teams. Now, if we're assuming that they have to keep 2 on a team, I guess it would have to be Scump and Krem, because you can't drop Krem because he's your best player. And Optic's not dropping Scump. That's just not happening.
Definitely not.
I guess you would have to part with Formal and Karma, which, I mean, obviously, I think that's going to happen anyway, if I'm being completely honest. But
yeah, I agree.
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, I feel like I've been saying this like since BO3 when I originally thought, you know, this team should break up. I've always thought like a team of like Zuma, Attach, and Formal would be really nasty, especially in this game now. And I feel like I don't know where Carver would go. I think he could go a million. He could go a million teams. Honestly, he can go to a million teams.
Whoever leaves this Optic team, if they break up, will be able to go literally wherever they want.
100%. And I agree. I agree with
Rhyis,
you
100%. I feel like even Rhyis would kick somebody for someone on Optic.
I think LG is
maybe
safe.
Maybe not LG.
No.
I think LG is safe.
Rhyis possibly.
Rhyis maybe.
But yeah, I agree 100% with the whole Optic thing.
But if I had to give a dream roster for Optic, shit. See, I don't know how Krem and Karma's relationship is right now. Like, I don't know, like, if they're still like the impenetrable duo, and they wouldn't ever like not team together like they have for like the past like 5 years or however long it's been.
Yeah.
But like, I would love to see all 4 of them go, and I would love to see Karma. I would like to see Karma team and place it last on. Is it last on Indy?
Yeah.
Who's on
Blast.
Indy?
Decimate.
I'd like to see Karma on that team. I think it'd be interesting to see Hugh, Karma, and Chino on the same team.
That'd be cool.
And Classic. I think that could be a decent team.
Definitely.
Not a championship winning team, but I don't even think that's what Karma needs right now. I think Karma needs to go away,
regain,
self-reflect, and prove himself to be a
going into
BO2
BO2 or BO4. You're going to BO4.
Yeah, I think he needs to just take the last few months of this game, self-reflect, to be on a lower tier team so he can be the star player and really prove how good he is again.
100% agree.
And then Formal, I think Formal should go to FaZe. Like, I love replays, and I actually think replays is really good in this game. But like, realistically, we're being realistic here. FaZe, like,
Formal would put you at that top level probably, like that top, that consistent top level.
Scump.
Obviously Optic.
He's leaving.
And Krem would have to stay, but if we're going by
Krem would have to stay. So that's what I'd like to see.
Yeah,
or I'd like
agree.
to see Karma join Ghost with Parasite and see what they can do with GodRX and Pander.
Yep, that'd be a nice little duo back together. Anything else you'd like to add on the Optic situation? Will that be it?
No, I mean, they need to break up. Like, that's all I can say. Like,
100% agree. Well, it looks like we're gonna wrap it up here. I wonder if there's anything someone wants to say. Rhyis?
I don't even think he's here.
All right. Well,
he let us down, dude.
Sorry, I accidentally unplugged my mic. No, I dropped my controller.
go on,
But
Rhyis.
anyway, Splice 1 Halo!
Hey, you heard it here
So
on
at least they won something.
There you go. You heard it here on the Campfire podcast. Splice 1 Halo. So thank you guys for watching the first episode of my podcast. If you'd like to be on the podcast one time, or whenever, either DM me if you have any of my social media, message me on PSN, or comment down here. But thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next chapter.